Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Going to do a beer review here, kind of like a verse beer review. PA versus PA showdown, Tripel showdown. So I thought this would be fun. My girl got me a 4-pack of LaGrave, whatever. It says Grave. We'll say LaGrave. And this is an 8% Tripel, bottle conditioned, from Trogs Brewing Company, Hershey, Pennsylvania. And of course, we have the famous or infamous Golden Monkey, a Belgian-style Tripel, coming at 9.5 from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Victory Brewing Company, victorybeer.com, I'm pretty sure. So now, full disclosure, add both. Full disclosure, ducks in the other room. If you don't like the chirping, I'm sorry. Listen to some Enslaved Marjoram album, and the girls just had dinner and they're full. Let's do it. We're gonna pour both of these and let it sit and do this. This might be a longer review. All right. Look at that. It's pretty nice in that Saint Fleon glass, I'll tell you that. It's pretty nice. All right. Got that one. Saint Fleon. Cork and cage. I really screwed up my elbow. I'm going to have to go call the doctors. I screwed up my elbow. Alright, let's get this out. LaGrave. Haven't used the St. Bernardus glass in a while. Alright, get it all in there. So slightly hazy, obviously. There's a little bit of bottle condition, but it's not really that hazy, actually. Okay. There we go. Beer versus beer. See? That. And again, this is going to be hazier, so there's going to be probably a little bit more breadiness, but let's see the difference. Full scale. Full scale there. Lots of carbonation in both, as to be kind of expected. Nice tornado in the middle of this one from that etching. This one just has a big, voluptuous carbonation all through this, the rounded curves. All right, here we go. And of course, the Golden Monkey, I picked this one up at Sheetz. 19.2 ounce can of a 9.5% Belgian Tripel for $2.76. Okay. So let's get an aroma. Cheers. This is the LaGrave. Okay. Hedgerow, weedy, earthy. There's a little bit of a lemongrass vibe, lemon drop, lemongrass vibe. You have a nice breadiness, a little hay straw wafting through here. There's a little weediness, and I don't mean weed. I mean like hedgerow, summer hedgerow weed. Walking through, you know, along a pastoral setting, that kind of thing. A little bit of like a white pepper and a coriander vibe as well. And a pretty firm breadiness, so. Okay, different smell completely. Different smell completely. This has a ripe red apple peel. It has banana. It has nice earthy pepperiness wafting through here. There is a soft breadiness underneath that as well, but there's a lot of fruit in this. A lot of ethanol alcohol is coming through this and attacking you from that 9.5. This one didn't really have that. It was just more herbs and spices and things like this. This is fruits. This is kind of like a wildflower honey ethanol alcohol that's coming up and hitting your olfactory bulb. And it has a little bit of a red apple peel and a hint of a banana, mixing it with a little clove coriander as well. Yeah, they are definitely different beasts. Same style, different beasts. So I'm going to actually start with the LaGrave. This is the same as the smell. 8% alcohol by volume. Bottle conditioned. Cheers. Yeah. A lot of weedy, like weed, like hedgerow, pastoral hedgerow, floral qualities. Hay, grassy straw, lemongrass. Those tonalities are wafting through the palate. A little bit of coriander, white pepper. Firm breadiness. Not very, sweet, like I'm going to say a toasted white bread kind of vibe, but not really. I'm trying to think what this bread is. Now, there's a wheat tonality to it, so there's a little torrefied wheat vibe wafting through here. There's a little bit of a breadiness, though, but it's a very... It's just like a dry white roll kind of a vibe. Firm carbonation. Doesn't hinder the drinking experience, but you should let it breathe for a little bit like we were doing now. Just talk about it, let it breathe, let it do its thing. A lot of lingering vibes of lemongrass, earthy, peppery bitterness, breathing through, come with a little bit of that kind of floral tonality. Yeah, that kind of floral hedgerow kind of breathing it through, sitting in the dandelions, that kind of vibe. All right. Cheers. Okay, wow. Another thing I could say immediately about the first beer is there was a brightness to the beer. As soon as you hit it, like it's like it opened up and it's like, look at me. This has a more of a slightly darker, broodier vibe to it. When you sip it, it's kind of like low key, and then it bursts into this bubble, like this oily bubble pops, and then you have that red apple peel. You have that banana kind of hint of character. You have those coriander clove vibes, earthy pepperiness. Then you have a hint of caramel as well, wafting through all that. If you don't like banana, like little things like that, you kind of make it up your own mind already. But listen to this: you don't like a lot of earthy, weedy pepperiness. Again, you might be making up your mind just like this. 8%, 9.5. You might already made up your mind, that kind of thing. But it is interesting that these two beers, from what I've already seen, smelled, and tasted, are vastly different beers. It's very well put together. It goes down. There's a lot of sweetness to it. There's actually an amazing drinkability for 9.5. The carbonation is there. It's pretty firm, but it doesn't hamper the drinking experience. Again, you do get a little bit of that wildflower honey tonality while you're breathing. That ethyl alcohol is coming back out at you. Toasted bread caramel underneath all that fruit and those spices. Back to this one. Cheers. It's just a different world. You just stepped into a different world. Soft, nuanced, but yet bright flavor. Hello! Like it just right into that. Nice braitiness, wheat tonality. Again, all those nice like lemongrass vibes, hay, straw, wafted through the palate. Nice pepperiness, hint of coriander. Very nice overall. This has an oilier mouthfeel. This has a pillowier mouthfeel. They're both a bit thin, but I would definitely say the 9.5 Golden Monkey has an oily mouthfeel. The LaGrave or LaGrave from Trogs definitely has a more like soft, bready, pillowy mouthfeel. That is definitely something that's you can tell right away. So overall, what are we liking about this? What are we doing? I think if I really had to say this, the LaGrave is much more of a traditional Tripel. Kind of reminds me of like triple caramelette, those kind of vibes. Trogs, much like Feuerbacher, they remind me of a American brewing company trying to do a large ABV traditional style out of a book. Do you see what I'm saying? This seems, it's like, here's 3 huge notes and a lot of booze. Like the Feuerbacher's quad, it's 3 huge notes, a lot of fucking booze, really overly sweet, and a lot of sedimentation that's kind of chunky and it's not really creamy and smooth. This is the same thing. There's a good sweetness to this beer. There's a lot of there's a few big, bad, brash notes. And there's a lot of ABV. So if you want more refined, traditional style, Belgian Tripel, I would say, from Pennsylvania, I would say if you're going to go between these 2 contenders, I would say, and I thought I would say different, honestly. I came into this review thinking I would say completely different. I would say go with LaGrave. So that's definitely my tip from the top on this one. Overall, drinking them now, letting them breathe, talking to them for a bit, seeing what they're doing. I don't want to make a cop-out review, so. I'm definitely going with LaGrave. LaGrave is a better Tripel overall. Yeah, I picked the lower ABV, which is nuts. But the quality, the textures, the traditional styles, the nuances, the way it is just formed right now, it seems like a much more refined quality product. And it does, more traditionally based. This is an American brash rendition of something. This is actually closer to the original. So I would say I would give, now that I've actually seen it, had it, and I've had shit tons of Tripels from Belgium and stuff now, I would give a very close score to both. But I'm going to give an 8.5 to LaGrave. I'm going to give an 8, because of the drinkability, to Golden Monkey. Yeah. All right. It is brash and bold, but it is a very drinkable beer for 9.5. I like the flavors it's giving me. It's presenting me with a lot of nice characters and flavors. However, for a Tripel style, LaGrave is just, it's where it's at. It's hitting the boxes. It's checking them off. And it's giving me that kind of traditional vibe and feel. The Golden Monkey does not. But the Golden Monkey was bought at a gas station for $2.76 for a 19.2 ounce can of Kronk juice. So there you go. I'm going to go get a glass, and we will cuvee this bitch in just a second. Cheers. We're back. Time to cuvee. All right. I'm not going to be able to bloof, you know what I mean? So, got a Duvel glass. Put some of this in there. Put it all in there. Okay. Golden Monkey. Whoa. It's alright, I got a towel down there. Alright. Look at that. Nicely kind of middle ground haze now. Big old head. They're fighting in there though. That's a big old head. So, alright, let's get an aroma. Cheers. Okay. Brash fruits, nuanced herbs, kind of coming together here. All right, let's get into it. Cheers. That sharp twinge of ABV from the ethanol alcohol, it's still hitting me in the back of the palate. It gives me a little bit of a Euro lager vibe, one of those, you know, the Fax 10s and all those Balticas and stuff that a lot of people don't like. So that is an attraction. So it just kind of happens, and that's what's happening with the Golden Monkey. There's a lot of ABV, and it's not refined enough to really be hidden or just stop that twinge in the back of the palate. I mean, I could drink the hell out of it, but I'm just saying. Okay, so surprisingly, both beers are very nuanced now in this glass. Both beers, it's amazing. I thought one would be brasher than the other, do something, you know. It's kind of giving me what I expected. I'm getting the dark fruits. I'm getting the soft fruits. I'm getting the herbaceousness, the leaves and the grasses and the slight weedy hedgerows. So I'm getting all that. It shushed itself. It's very nuanced now. It's very soft, very softly spoken. Softly spoken spells. It's very softly spoken, but it's getting those notes. It's getting all those different things. The sharpest note in this glass, though, right now, is the twinge of that ABV. Or that kind of, as I said before, that kind of, because that extra sticky, oily, high ABV Euro lager vibe is coming out of Golden Monkey. Essentially, it's our Pennsylvania refined cronk juice. That's what's happening right now. And I'm getting that tonality in this beer, which I, never really thought about before. Never really put two and two together. So that is interesting. It's telling. It's telling for what this beer is. This is the beer that's a Belgian-style Tripel, so you can drink it and act fancy, but really you're just trying to get shit-faced. Woo! But I like the fact that all those flavors are combined. The fruits are now combined with the subtle grassy herbaceous tonalities. The spices are still there, working well together. There's a beautiful breadiness. There's a little bit of that caramel and stuff from the Golden Monkey underneath. The kind of like softly toasted bread caramel vibe underneath everything. It's just very quiet. I would say now, I'm just going to say it right off, it's a stepping stone. We're going to step down this time. We're going to go LaGrave 8.5, Golden Monkey 8, the combination 7.5. I think it's extremely solid. I think this is an extremely solid combination. However, what I'm having in this glass is very soft. And I like soft, but it's very soft. It's all there. It's soft. But the highest thing that is coming out, and I think I would rate it higher, the combination, if I wasn't getting this, but that twinge of the ethanol alcohols from Golden Monkey are still kind of shining through and hitting you in the face first. Like, ooh. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if you're going to get a nice thing, but when you get hit with something bad first, it kind of, you know, you have to go through that to get to the nice thing. It kind of takes the shine off a little bit. So 7.5 for the Cuvée. I don't have a problem with that. And then an 8 for the Golden Monkey, and then 8.5 for the LaGrave. Let's be honest, there are better there are tripels in America being brewed right now, and there sure as hell is great ones in Belgium. Anyway, this is my thoughts and opinions on these two beers. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a good time. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Watch your finger. Here it comes. Bye bye.